Hello, everyone. I am super excited to share this topic today. We have some long lasting and so warm supporters and friends here in the room. We have newcomers. We have a mix of everything. And today will be very special. If you've known me for a little bit, you know that I tend to pack my events with content. This is just ridiculous. Too much content, so it's tend to jam minds. And guess what? I've learned apparently. So today I made it super light, focusing on one topic. And actually, hopefully I did a good job, a good enough job. So actually I felt, yeah, you know what? Today I don't even need a wingman or a woman. No need for wing person. I'm just doing it my way. So we'll see. Maybe it will be a gigantic failure. So wink, wink, Ben, if you see this recording, it's all for you. But we'll see how it goes. But let's get rolling. So I will keep it under an hour as promised. And today will be all about time. And actually, let's start to get going. I will play with you a little bit, my fellow live friends and supporters, but just in a bit. So very first, so what's cooking? I would like to give you a new approach of time, or actually an ancient approach of time you might like very much. Then we will see how Badger can help you get the best of it. And good news, you don't need any previous experience with Badger to really enjoy this event. You don't need to know anything about Badger. I'm not kidding. Like to have the basics of that, you will be able to have it even if you never heard this weird sounding name that is Badger. Now, if you know Badger, no, the real fun is starting. So if you know Badger, you will be able to go much deeper. I will get back to it. Actually, for the third leg of this event, I will have a little invitation. I'm hosting a workshop, so we go deeper. So you might be interested. But so let's see with the basics first. If you like it, if it makes sense to you, if you feel it properly. How does it sound? Do you like that? You like that program? All right. Any questions actually before we begin? All good? Excellent. All right. And actually, you know what, Carlos? No, I remember you. See, your name was familiar, but I remember your face. So, all good. So you did a good job putting your camera on. All right. So you know the drill. Like with that weird guy, like should we call the cops just in case? So I will present myself very briefly. So I'm Kevin Morrow, aka Mr. Mingle from Fancy France. I'm a misfit uplifter, a multi-passionate geek, and an holistic growth catalyst. What is that holistic growth? So this is my brand, this is my company, Holistic Growth. Obviously, there is a pun, right? There is a play on words between holistic and whole. And usually I don't explain why, but today we are talking about Greek times and divinities. So I will explain to you why. The owl, if you know a little bit of Greek mythology, is the pet animal of Athena. Athena, which is the Greek goddess of wisdom and strategy. So basically, having the owl as companion helps you get wiser, smarter, hopefully, and go into deeper understanding. So that's why the owl. Right. Hope you like that little explanation. No, yeah, let's get going directly to what interests us, which is time, plural. Because actually, the ancient Greeks, they didn't have only one time. They played with three different times. Wild, right? Like, how come? They had three times available and we have only one? Are you kidding me? What's going on? So I feel I've been cheated my whole life. So now let's reclaim these two missing times. Don't you agree? Like, who would like that? Who would like to reclaim our missing times? Like, come on, 24 hours? This doesn't cut it. So let's see. Actually, I'm so sorry. We will still have 24 hours. There is no shortcut, no loophole to avoid that. But we can change the way we play with these hours. So we'll see. So I show you these three Greek times, a time to meet these three different Greek times. So we have Chronos, Aion, and Kairos. So Chronos, most probably you've heard that name to some degree. Aion and Kairos, any one of you ever heard about this? No? Is it news for all of you? I will give you like, don't worry, I won't go too deep, but I will explain to you what these guys are. But very first, I would like actually to show you their faces, and you might be a little bit scary. Just watch out. I want to brace yourself. I want you to brace yourself because Chronos, actually, you might know a painting about Chronos, or like the Roman call him Saturn. So it's this guy, Chronos. Like he's written this way in Greek. Do you know this painting from Goya? So basically, Chronos. So he's what the Greek called a Titan. And the Titan were the pre-Olympian gods, like the ancient gods. So for us, Greek ancient Greece is ancient, right? And for them, they had like even more ancient gods. So Chronos was one of them. And Chronos, yeah, not for fun, but he developed the habit of eating his own kids. Like, I want you to just hold pause for a minute. Like our entire society, our modern world has been built around Chronos, around the way we set the time, we set everything on time, on calendars, on schedule. And so our role model for that was a father eating his own kids. Like, are you kidding me? This is the role model we use for time. So okay, don't get me wrong. I will be a little bit hard on Chronos because that's the thing. We use mostly Chronos in our lives. And this is too bad. Chronos has many good sides. Don't get me wrong, Chronos is amazing. He's doing amazing stuff for us. But playing only with Chronos is kind of too bad. I will explain to you some differences between the two others. So we can see Aion and Kairos. So they are all naked. Remember, like the Greek, they loved having naked people everywhere. Don't judge them, please. It's just the way they liked it. So we have Chronos, Aion, and Kairos. Would you like to know exactly which stands for what? All these guys? Yes, would you like that? Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate your feedback. Really appreciate that. All right, so let's start. So Chronos is the one you know the most. So Chronos is really man-made. We measure Chronos. We've decided the day had 24 hours, minutes and seconds, etc. We've designed it like the weeks of 7 days, the years of 365 days, etc. This is all Chronos area. So it was designed by man, inspired by nature, but designed by man. It's really quantitative and very logical. It's all about the mind, right? And we have a big mind, humans, right? So we're doing a pretty good job with Chronos. To me, the problem is 90% of the time we use is just under Chronos. And we're missing the two others. Would you like to know more about the two others we're missing? Yes? Okay, excellent. So we have Aion. Aion, it's all about nature. Very organic, very flowing. It's the seasons. It's like the cycles of day and night, the time to plant and the time to harvest. It's really everything that is flowing effortlessly. Like when nature just lead the way and we follow naturally. And it's something we really can feel in the body. Maybe, and actually, we will do an experience like that, but just to give you a feel, maybe some of you, when there is a change of season, you feel it in your bones. Or when the weather is changing, you feel, something is different. Something is off, or actually it excites you. Or maybe sometimes you feel like the moon is full and you feel full of energy, like the tide is rising. This is that kind of time and energy. It's also when you lose yourself in the time, when suddenly you absolutely lose count of time, or suddenly the time feels like so long. Remember these days when you were a kid at school and some classes, maybe hopefully not all classes, but some classes, you felt like seconds felt like hours or days. Remember this time? So this is Aion. This is like the flow when there is a lot of effort, everything seems to take longer. And finally, we have Kairos. And Kairos is very, very special, extremely hard to figure out and to seize. So it's really meaningful, qualitative, and intuitive. And it's really seizing the right moment, the right time to act. This is all about seizing the right opportunities at the perfect timing. Or it's also the time when it's actually a hard stop. It's time to hit the brakes right now, not tomorrow, right now. Any of you ever felt that, something similar? When you really like, and it's all really connected to your heart or your guts, something very deep and very, very profound. So we have those three times. Chronos, you know extremely well. All of us, we know extremely well. And once again, like Chronos is amazing. Like all of you were able to show up at this event thanks to Chronos. You had a reminder somewhat, right? So I'm thankful for Chronos as well. I said bad things about Chronos, but still, like I love him. Just come on, man. Just don't hog the show. Please leave some room for your friends. So I would love for you to add more Aion and more Kairos in your life. How does it sound? How does it feel? Yeah, do you like that? All right, let's move on. And actually, now we will go from Greek territory to Chinese territory. And for that, I would like to invite you for a little bit of experience. And would you like to close your eyes? Just follow my voice for a moment. I invite you to put both your feet on the ground and start to breathe deeply, meaningfully, just at your own pace. Breathe in, fill your lungs with fresh air, hold it, and then release it. Breathe out, let it go. Hold for a second, then breathe in. Bring new fresh air into your lungs. Welcome this new life into you. Then whenever you're ready, let it go. Release it, adding your own flavor, your own vibe. And one last big breath. Make it count. Fill your lungs as much as possible, but effortlessly. Don't push it, don't force it. Just feel, welcome as much air as possible, then let it go. Then release it. Keep your eyes closed. And I invite you to see in front of you, wherever you are, in front of you, there is a beautiful sky. And there is a magnificent crane coming just for you all the way from China. And this crane, this beautiful, elegant crane, represents longevity. It represents immortality. It represents timelessness. And this crane looks at you with a lot of care and love and just make a little hop with her back, inviting you to jump on her back and follow her home. She wants to show you something, to show you something deep, deep down into China, into the old mountains of China. So you hop on the back of his crane and the travel, you have no idea how long the travel is, but it feels like it goes like that, like in a snap, in an instant. You feel like you already arrived destination. You already arrived to a beautiful, magnificent mountain in ancient China. And when you land, you're in the middle of a forest, a very special type of forest, a bamboo forest. And this bamboo forest is filled with butterflies, is filled with wonderful insects, wonderful light, and warm animals around you that really welcome you and make you feel home, make you feel whole, make you feel peaceful. And you have the feeling that time is actually kind of an illusion, that time can be stretched either way you want, like a bubble gum. You can fast forward, you can slow down, you can go back in time at the ease of a snap. And actually, I would like you to come back to your childhood. Maybe you were 5, maybe you were 8, but I want you to remember a time when you were in the zone. You were 5 or 8 or maybe 10, and you were playing, maybe dancing, maybe singing, and you were enjoying yourself so much. The entire afternoon disappeared. The entire afternoon seemed like it was just an instant passing. Do you see this scene? Do you feel yourself in the shoes of you at 5, you at 8, you at 10 maybe? Can you feel it? Can you nod if you can see the scene where time felt like an illusion, like you had so much fun, you were so immersed, so involved in what you were doing, that time seemed like it didn't exist. Like it seemed to slow down and speed up so much at the same time. So I let you have this feeling sinking with you for a little while. And now I would like you to fast forward a few decades. You're maybe 25, 30, around this age, maybe a little earlier if you're younger. And you have a big, meaningful opportunity in front of you. Something very, very strong. It might be a new job you might be landing. It might be, whoa, have you seen this wonderful woman or man and you're trying to gather your courage to approach them and say a few words without sounding too silly? And you have something very meaningful in front of you. Or maybe you see someone in the crowd, you have no idea who they are, but you feel, hey, you know what? I feel I should talk to them. I feel that person has something meaningful to me. And I want really you to tap into that. Have you ever felt something like that? Have you felt anything like this is go time? This is important, like, and not even thinking it, feeling it from deep down. Or maybe the absolute opposite, like this can't happen. My mind says so, but I feel, this is wrong. I shouldn't go. This is not the right way. So, have you felt any of these feelings? I just want to take you a few seconds to kind of let this moment sink in, if you like. And then at your own pace, I invite you to come back to us. Whenever you're ready, please open your eyes. All right, do I have everyone? Hey, Jen Leong Bis, you have more facial hair than you used to. So I'm just making fun. Don't worry, Jane knows it's just a joke. If you're watching the recording and you can see her face smiling, don't worry, she didn't feel offended. Uh, so how did you like that? And did it make sense, or rather, did you it felt right to you? One of those two. The first experience was more Aion time, and the second was more Kairos time. Does it make sense? Having something that feels effortless, feels deeply flowing, and suddenly the time doesn't matter anymore. Or the second one is actually the time matters very much. Like this is go time, or this is no time. So these two, to me, are extremely precious. And these two, it's much more harder to actually measure and to actually summon at will. Would you agree? Like Chronos, it's very easy. You have calendars, you have stopwatch, etc. So you can use it very easily. Aion and Kairos, not so much. So now would you be interested in discovering a tool that could help you with that? Something that could actually help you in your days, in your month, and maybe even your hours to actually play better with Aion and with Kairos. So today we'll especially focus on Aion, but actually Kairos, we can do it as well. So it's, let's say, the more advanced level for Kairos. Okay, let's move on then. So let's leave this beautiful bamboo forest. So let's start with the Badger. And guess what? As usual, I am behind the kettle, but it should be okay. I will just speed up a little bit. So Badger, long story short, it has been created by Taoists 2 millennia ago, so quite a long time ago. Um, and these guys actually they learned by studying nature. They felt, hey, guys, we live in a wonderful world. Nature is just amazing, but they had a kind of engineer mind back then. We want to understand how this works. And if you know a little bit about the ancient Greeks, they were doing the exact same in their own way, right? All these philosophers and scientists in Greece, they were doing the same thing with their own framework, etc. So the Taoists, all Taoists in ancient China, they were really studying and trying to figure out how nature works and kind of understanding the blueprint, understanding like the wires in the belly of nature and apply to us, right? Apply to like how could humankind live a better life probably by understanding better nature. That was their way. And especially they studied like the seasons, like this Aion time I've mentioned, they studied it extensively, studying really how the different seasons work. So I see a few messages in the chat I will check in a moment. I just want to finish that for now. And really like these seasons, actually they've discovered, hey, you know what? We can see the seasons, or at least we can see the energetic, um, let's say, print of the seasons in our own bodies. And they spend a lot of time, decades, even centuries even, to really decode that and really kind of create proper framework to understand that and work with that. And that's how they came up with the five elements and the yin and yang, etc., by studying nature, comparing it to how it works in our bodies, in animals and plants and whatnot. Does it make sense so far that these guys actually they understood much better how we work by studying both nature and ourselves? And like, for example, a concrete example of that has been acupuncture. Acupuncture is a direct transmission of that, a practical transmission of that, studying nature, applying it on the human body. No. So right now we will really focus on Aion time because if you don't know Badger, if you don't know your chart, and if you don't know how you navigate it, actually really giving you tips for Kairos is very difficult. But Aion, I can do that. I can show you how you can get more Aion flow into your life. So more natural, organic, and flowing. So do you remember this game, this super memory game back then? Yeah. Any of you played it or have kids, you know, and you played it with your kids maybe? So I've designed this wheel of time based on Taoist and Bazi practice. I will show you how this works. So as you can see, it looks oddly similar. So the idea is really to see the time as a kind of game. So I will explain to you how this works. It's kind of very simple, especially like if you're into music, if you're a little bit familiar with music, it will make a lot of sense. It's a 1-2 rhythm. 1-2, 1-2. Yeah, so it would be like one black to one white. Am I correct in music? You see the idea, right? So basically, it's 1-2, 1-2. So you will have one cycle of earth, two cycles of wood, one cycle of earth, two cycles of fire, etc. And it's always running like that, always, period. And the entire Chinese system is based on that. And they didn't do it, by chance. They didn't decide, hey, you know what? Let's put the green stuff over there, and you know what, the blue stuff over there because it looks nice. No, they spend once again centuries and actually millennia in total to really design that and to really make sure this absolutely works for real. So are you with me so far? The 1-2 rhythm, very simple. So one earth to another element, one earth to another element, right? So if it's a little bit too theoretical, don't worry, I will show you concrete examples. No, every single of these different elements, they have different meanings. And just to simplify, I will use these keywords, but I will use others later. So basically, Earth is all about centering, right? So it's one phase of centering, the one, and then two phases of either growth, peak, refine, or depth. I'm not sure these keywords mean something to you yet. I will explain if you'd like, but do you see where it's coming? Like actually, where it's going, sorry. All these different elements, they are actually linked to a different dynamic. And all this dynamic, you really can build, you can attach some very concrete things to it. And I will give you more concrete examples. So basically, so once again, so to recap this 1-2 rhythm, you have one phase that centers, then two phases that expand, one centering, one that elevates, one centering, then contracting, etc. Does it make sense to you? Do you have any questions, guys? If you have any questions, if it's not clear, feel free to unmute and ask me. But hopefully it's clear enough. No, all good? Excellent. So this is basically really how this works. And the entire Chinese calendar for the hours, the days, the month, the years, everything is built around that. Very simple. So it's a 1-2 rhythm and a total of 12 phases. No. To give you an example for the month. So right now we are in May, correct? So this is a fire month. So this is the first month of fire. Next month is June. It will be another month of fire. Then July will come and allow us to center, to kind of ground ourselves and to kind of assess everything that we've been able to elevate or to really make peak energy before we contract, before we synthesize, before we refine, before we go um, into so metal and energy. And as you can see, like this is very logical if you look at nature. Expansion is all about spring. Refinement, it's fall. Like the trees are cutting their leaves off. Whatever doesn't serve them, it's bye-bye, farewell, we don't need you anymore. The trees, not all trees, right? But many trees are losing their leaves. They're just keeping what matters most. You see how this works? Yeah? And you can apply that to many things. You might remember, so I shared that a few months ago on LinkedIn. So this was kind of an invitation to set your year like that, to have like a season where in winter you would focus on clarity, then growth in spring, action in summer, and harvest in fall. This is a very Westerner way of thinking. If it was an Eastern way of thinking, it would be more like this. I would have added, inter-season every time. Does it make sense? Like you would have like a time to assess every time, to have like a hold pause. Like when we had this breathing, during this quick meditative-ish experience, I invited you to hold, right? To not go directly from breathing in to breathing out, to hold for a moment, to pause for a moment, and then go to the next phase. Like in music, you always have silence in between. Silence is everywhere. Silence is part of music. And okay, so still no question. Actually, you know what? I will check the chat right now. Let's see if there is any questions. Okay, okay, yeah. A comment of Jason. So we have learned, yeah, Chronos as well. So learning something new with these 2 times. Yeah, yeah. Like Chronos, we like once again our society has been built on Chronos, and once again, Chronos is amazing. Just come on, there is more than Chronos, guys. Let's have some fun. It would be like imagine the world with only men or only women. How boring would it be? Like, no, we want diversity. We want more everything. Come on. All right. And thank you. Yeah, the pause is essential indeed, Jane. Thank you for your comment. All right, let's continue. Actually, I want to give you an example, a concrete example, how to apply that in concrete life. Let's say you want to write a book. Maybe because you're a student and you are told you're supposed to write an essay or something, for your finals. Or actually you want to create a legacy, or you want to build your reputation, your how is it called? That to show your expertise in your field. For any reason, you might want to write a book. Well, usually, writing a book is a pretty good idea. Or it might be just sharing your good memories or not so good memories of something, etc. Transmitting something. So let's say you want to write a book, but the style. So we will start. So I'm not sure you can see it at the back, but we will start, of course, the point is writing, right? So we would start with the growth season, right? To write. Then we would go in peak season to show. So like the idea is peak is really about showing up, showing off, demonstrating something, being on stage, etc. In this case, actually, I really want to make it um, interactive. So I would love for you to unmute if you'd like to answer. Uh, how could you do that by writing? Like writing a book is not being on stage. How would you do that? And how could it be useful for your writing process? Anyone?
I'm not understanding your question.
So I will, yeah, I won't keep you hanging to long, don't worry. So the idea basically would be to showing your work to someone else,
Mhm.
ideally a professional, but even a friend, so you can have feedback.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
based on feedback, then
Yes.
you can enter refining, editing energy, right? So it could be like really showing your work, and it could be showing to yourself. It could be just reading what you've just wrote, right? So it could be as easy, but it's always extremely valuable to ask for feedback. Then you can edit based on the external feedback and your own feedback. And I will get back to pick. There is another very important way to play with it. And then actually, I'm curious, what would be depth? What would be like the force, the water element depth? How would it intervene in the process?
I feel like it would just be the results of after refining, what you wrote, right? Correct.
So
I was
it,
recently, yeah, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, please go ahead.
No, I was just recently told to just start writing. Just write it, right? Write. Because there's going to be so many versions, so many drafts, whatever you want to call it, right? Just write, and then there will be so many opinions and this, that, and the other. And then you'll get the feedback and do what you may, and then you'll refine it. And then there's, draft number 17 or whatever. And the depth will be the results of the multiple drafts. And yeah.
Yeah. No, I love the way you see it. And actually, you will see this works beautifully as well. So it's not what I wanted to show you, but this absolutely works as well. I really love your share, Jane. So absolutely, this really can go, once you've edited, you can go deeper in this way, absolutely. But actually, you can also start, some people will start there will some people will just start writing, but some people will need to start thinking. Some people will need a direction before they act. And that's the thing, it's a wheel. It never ends. It's a never ending cycle. This is the beauty. Aion is like this infinite eight. So you also can start there, or you can finish after refine, or actually this is the same. It's just a loop, a never ending loop. And you can see also like at every step, the idea ideally is really to take time to integrate, to assess, to integrate, to really kind of have this pause, center yourself before you start the next phase. So this is an invitation for you to kind of, whenever you think about writing a book, to see it differently. How do you like this process, this framework? Does it make sense cognitively? Does it feel right bodily? Is it something that you'd like to try? And it doesn't have to be a book, right? It could be just for your next LinkedIn post. It could be for designing your new Instagram reel, right? You could. There are plenty of ways to do that. So you could play, like, if you're not sure of the process, I invite you to to not try with like writing a 3,000 pages book. Probably want to try the process first and see if it works for you. But you could give it a crash test, right? So it's just to give you kind of a real life example. Uh, yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the feedback. So this is extremely powerful. Will it absolutely work for you? Not necessarily, at least as it is. You might need to tweak it to your own needs, etc. But at least on paper, this is extremely powerful. Now let's move on. I want to show you something. So now let's see. So I promise to show you a tool, a proper tool. Can you see it well? So this is a very special, yeah, it's tiny. So don't worry, if you can see it well enough, I will send it to you guys. This is my gift for you for attending or watching the replay if your team replay. I will offer, I will gift this to you. This is what I give my clients, and this is a Badger calendar or an energetic calendar. Because that's the thing. So as you can see, the month is very easy to pinpoint, very easy to know in what energy we are. Okay, extremely easy. The hours, you have them on the side, very easy as well. If you want, like the hours, it doesn't show as much results. Usually it might be more difficult to really have proper results, but for some people, it really shows a difference. It really makes a difference. But really, where you want to play with this is either the days or the month. The thing is, we live in a very fast-paced world, right? Nowadays, like digital era, everything goes so fast. So usually, if you want to do something, you don't want to wait 3 months for the right season. You want good results right now. So my invitation would be to focus especially on the days. And the problem with the days is, remember, so it's a 1-2 cycle. So it's a cycle of 6 and 12 or 60, but I don't want to lose you into details, but it's kind of base 6. And you might remember that our weeks are base 7. So it doesn't match. So it's very hard to keep up. It's very, very hard to know, when will be the next fire, set of fire, the next fire phase. So this is extremely convenient. So you keep track. So you are able to know when is the next time. Do you see how this could be helpful? How this could be useful? At least if you believe energy is a thing, if you like that idea of playing with the 5 elements and really this dynamics I mentioned, the expansive. So I put it as a cheat sheet, like the different dynamics. And I also put a reminder for activities. I will show you also how you can set specific activities for the different days or month of the year. Any comments on that? Any questions so far? No, all good?
We are energy people, so we love this.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you for sharing it, Kevin.
And yeah, you are so welcome. So just to give you a concrete example from my experience. So today is May 20, right? So I didn't choose this date per chance. I intentionally chose the day of my event, this specific day. And I will be borderlining the more advanced badger and playing with that, because on paper I should have focused on a fire day. Fire day would be the best times to host an event usually. But actually, because I know my chart and I know my lacks, And I know actually that fire is not always that good for me. It can be exceptional, but it can also wreck me. It can really play a number on me. So it's kind of double-edged sword, the fire with me. But I lack earth. The one element that my chart like the most is earth. So by choosing a day that is earth, I'm ensuring I'm grounded, I'm more like aligned. I'm basically getting more of what I need most of. Does it make sense? So that's why I chose this specific day. So I will show you now how you can pick some specific days for specific activities, and now and then I will tell you more about, if you'd like to go deeper and be able to really tweak better this tool, you would need a more advanced understanding, and I will have that invitation for that. So very first, so basically, this probably is a good snapshot, screenshot time. You might want to take a snap of that. Basically, this will give you, actually, I will share that with you. But the idea is really like for every single, let's call them season, for every single element, you have, let's say, ideal type of tasks. And they should make sense, like growth and expansion, like all creative tasks, new project outreaching, networking, etc. Peak energy, once again, hosting events, or it would be sales, pitch, launch, etc. So you see the drill. Do you feel this could be helpful to you? Like to actually decide that, hey, you know what, today might not be the best day for launch. I'm not entirely sure. Let's say a water day might need not be ideal for launch, unless, once again, unless there is a very specific reason for that. But on paper, on average, it wouldn't be ideal for most people. And I would say, but it would still be good enough for, let's say, 60%, 60 to 80% of people. On average, it would still be a good idea. No, case per case. Actually, it could backfire big time, pun intended, right, for a fire element. But this is the idea. So this I will share with you as well. Do you have any questions for that before I do my quick invitation? It will be super fast. Don't worry. I won't take much time. I promise you it would be under an hour. But any questions from any of you? All good? So we have already two people have left because they probably have uh, events coming like in a few minutes. All right. So my invitation for you, the idea is really actually to go further through a workshop, a fun workshop, collaborative workshop. So it will be on Friday, May 23rd, 11 a.m. EST. I love this timing. It's a very, very good timing for me. And apparently in North America, it tends to be a good enough timing for many of you guys. So the idea really is very simple. It will be 90 minutes. It will be tailor-made. It will be tailor-made on your needs because actually we will use your budget chart. So I will also explain to you the basics of your chart. We won't go too deep, but you will have a basic understanding of your chart. And I will really give you proper actions and proper tools to get the very best of this calendar I shared with you. I will share with you and really how to get to the next level and really to fine tune and to get the absolute best days and month for your needs. And especially like if you have specific occasions, specific events coming, specific actions you want to take, really making sure they are absolutely aligned and you get the very best. So it will be just a $47 price. So this is a very special price because right now I'm testing this thing Badzor, I know, but really like this type of workshop, I really want to see how this goes. So I decided to make a super affordable price intentionally. It will it will also be a limited seat only because I want maximum 6 people because I want to have enough time to go deep enough with every single person. I'm not trying, to do a cheap trick to create fake scarcity or something like so many people are doing. Like this is final. This will be a 6 person maximum for the event. And then I'm going back on the road with my season. So I won't host any other event for a good while. So this is kind of a quick opportunity you could seize. And I just want to remind you, like this is a fire season, a fire actually year we are in right now, starting a cycle of 20 years of fire. And this month is the first fire month of two. So it's kind of crash test right now. It's kind of testing, pushing our buttons and testing us. You might have felt a little bit on edge recently, or a lot of energy, a lot of urge or surge of fire somewhat. It's just getting started. So this workshop will also help you take care of that because the fire won't go down, guys. This is just getting started. So if you already can't handle the heat right now, oh boy, you're not prepared. So you might want, I will do other events later on, but this would be like the time to handle May and June energetically if you're curious. All right, and that's it. We are at the end of this event. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so proud of me right under the hour. Yay! I did it without any wing person. I'm super proud of myself. Thank you so much for being here with me live. I deeply appreciate. Let me actually stop the share. See your beautiful faces for real in a bigger shape. Any one of you would like to share something, some feedback? No pressure. You don't have to, but I would love if any of you has like a 1 minute to spare. I would love for your feedback. How did it feel? So this is the first time I'm doing this workshop. I feel it went pretty well, but actually I would love your feedback. Did you did you like what I shared? Did it make sense? Or once again, better, did it felt right to you to some degree? Would you like to say a few words?
Honestly, I thought it was great and made me learn something brand new that I didn't even know about. And honestly, I'm gonna apply it to my new routine and lifestyle. So I'll have to see on how I can do that. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Carlos, for sharing. Really appreciate it. I'm so glad to that it really resonates. And actually, so if you're okay and if you can have a couple of spare minutes, I would love to give you a tip to actually get the best of it. Would you like that? Like really, I won't take much a lot of time, just a couple of minutes to explain you really how to get the very best out of this calendar. Anyone else would like to share? No pressure. Once again, no worries.
Well, I'm a fan. I always learn something from you. You always bring something out of me. You're just talented that way. So I want to express my gratitude for you sharing this, your knowledge and your expertise and your time with us. And I understand the value. So I appreciate you offering this to me and my people.
No, I so deeply appreciate your share, Jane. I'm so happy that you got value, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you. Right back at you. And okay, so as you mentioned, time is precious. So let me very briefly. So actually, I will share so the document I will share. I will share with you. So it's a Google Doc. To me, the most convenient way to use it. Can you see it well? Okay, so there is one very good way. There are plenty of ways to play with it, and really, I invite you to join my so my workshop. Actually, I didn't drop the link, but I will share the link when I will send you the calendar. But as you can, once again, like this is a never-ending cycle, right? It's always the same cycle of the five elements dancing together. So you can always plan. As you can see, like you see these lines, like these are always young Earth. So I won't get into details. I told you no need to know about Badger and all, but basically you can see this is all Earth, but a different vibe. So basically, if it's white or if it's black, it has a different flavor. It has a different vibe, and it can change quite a lot. Sometimes it can make a big difference for some people. But my point is, if on paper it would make sense for, let's say, to host an event. Okay, let's say, let's take June for example. Let's say you'd like to host an event on June 18. Okay, what I invite you to do is to do a rehearsal on Friday 6, because it will be the exact energy, exact same energy. So by doing that, you are in the closest situation that you will be on the day. Does it make sense? If you do that, you will be in a setting close enough. So if you feel great, if you feel empowered, if you feel I got this, probably, yeah, it's a good idea, like keep the fire. Probably fire is doing well. If you can't really feel any difference, probably you need to try it again, or maybe actually try other days. Maybe other days would be, maybe other elements would be more appropriate. And if it goes all so wrong, like you feel like you're losing it, you feel like everything goes wrong to some degree, you might be like, hey, you know what? Actually, maybe fire might not be the best choice. Actually, maybe there is something wrong with that. And maybe I would need to understand better my battle chart and my own blueprint, energetic blueprint, to understand what's going on. Does it make sense? Is it useful? So basically, once again, so it's a cycle of 12. So every 12 days, you will have the same energy once again. So it's extremely convenient. If you want to test waters, same like in, if it's just hosting an event like that, I've hosted dozens and dozens of events. So to me, it's not really challenging that much, and the ants are not so high, like the stakes are not so high. But let's say you're launching your startup, or you're doing like a big promotion for your new book, you're trying to hit bestseller or something, like this is something super meaningful. And or you're doing like, let's say you're an athlete, Olympic athlete, and it's something that happens only once for 4 years. You better want to prep up. You see what I mean? For some very important stakes, you might want to not take any chances. So it's what I wanted to show you, that you can always expect the similar energies. No, the year is always different, the month is always different. So it could, from one month to another, and from one year to another. Bye-bye, Jane. Thank you again so much. It might change a lot. But in the same month, as long as it's the same, you see, probably it's a good call, to testing the waters and seeing how this goes. And also, just a quick parenthesis, as you can see in Chinese, the months are not starting at 1, for example. The month of June is actually starting on June 5th, and it changes everything. So energetically, it starts on 5th. This is Chronos time, starting on first, and this is Aion time. And if you'd like, you can have more Aion time in your life, more organic, natural, and flowing. All right. Hope
That's
you
great.
enjoyed this. It made
I did.
sense. It added value. Yes.
Yeah, I did. Thank you very much. I'm
You're
definitely
so
gonna use
welcome,
this.
Carlos. And thank you so much for staying the whole time. So we
Of
will close
course.
now. Deeply appreciate your presence and thank you for coming back. No, next time I will remember your name. I remembered your
Thank you.
face, but next time I will be sure to properly remember your name. Thank you
Sounds
again.
good.
Have a wonderful
Thank
rest of
you.
your. Bye,
You too.
Carlos.
Bye.